Hey, good morning. Larry Sprinkle here along with Chris Mulcahy, who's in the Weather Center right now. We have a lot to talk about as far as the situation with our heat today. Hot and humid, oppressive temperatures. Check this out with these highs, actual high temperatures over most of the area in the mid to upper 90s. Now, that's not factoring in the heat index. That's the actual high temperatures. So this is way above the average of 90 degrees. Hot, hazy, humid, the 3H factor. In fact, take a look at some of these heat index temperatures as we get into the next 2 days. We're talking about heat index temperatures 102 today, 104 tomorrow, and then we get into Saturday. I tell you what, it's even more so. We're talking about 105 degrees as we head into the upcoming weekend. So heat index temperatures anywhere from 102 to about 106 as we get over the next several days. And Chris, when you look at the nation, the extent of all these advisories, 130 million people under the current situation from the southwest to the midsection. Northeastern North Carolina is also included in that heat advisory today.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I also want to apologize for my tardiness.
No, you were busy. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going
no
on.
Problem.
And the main thing is we're not only just going to be hot today. This is going to be the hottest air that we've had so far. Now, it's typically this time of year, usually dog days of summer, as we constantly mention, that we're the hottest. But the reason why it's been so bad recently is just because the jet stream is lifted off towards the north. Everything's just baking. You probably heard this term before, the death ridge, where all that means is you just have a big, really large synoptic scale of a high-pressure system that just allows all that heat to build in the central part of the country. And as you're seeing right there, it's all now starting to spread off towards the east, where before it was the central U.S., now you're seeing the Midwest, and now you're talking about even the Northeast, and then soon the Carolinas.
You get those dew point temperatures in the 70s. I mean, that's really oppressive. That's very, very uncomfortable. And then that adds to the comfort level or the uncomfort level because that's the way it's going to be. In fact, we're from today all the way in the weekend, dew point temperatures well above the 70-degree mark, and that's not a good situation. Will not be as we get into the next several days. Once again, you look at these, how it's going to feel outside. It's a combination of the dew point, the humidity, and the air temperature. 105, 106. That's getting into that heat advisory category right there.
Yeah, as soon as you hit 105, that's where you start calling it dangerously hot.
Yeah.
So it's at that threshold because pretty much the 90 to 105, we live there pretty much for the summer here in the Carolinas. 105 is where...
Take a look at it one more time, Chris.
Yeah,
there you go.
See, notice how that 105, 106, that is not also showing that the entire afternoon is going to be at that point. That means that we're likely going to be that 100 to 105 during most of those afternoons. The good thing that works for us is usually the dew points come down a little bit during the afternoon, but still at that point, it's dangerously hot. Really, anything over 100, that's extreme caution. That means if you're overexerting yourself, you don't drink enough water, your body can start to shut down on you because it's really tough to sweat. Good weekend to
stay inside, I'm telling you. It is going to be dangerous.
AC is your friend.
And please check on the elderly. Maybe you know someone who's a senior citizen. Make sure they're cool. Check on the pets because they certainly can feel it. And when you're walking those dogs outside, that pavement temperature is dangerous. Can get up to 120 degrees in a short amount of time.
Yeah, they always say the back of the hand test because that's a lot more sensitive than your actual palm. So if you do that, you put it down for 7 seconds. If it's 3 seconds, then heck no if it does. I would love to take Romeo out, and I want to, but we've actually been so hot heading into the evenings, the sun sets by the time you can even get to that point.
Even the grass is hot.
Yeah, I know.
When the grass gets hot, that's pretty uncomfortable.
I went out barefoot just yesterday. I was like, this is a bad idea.
Not comfortable for anybody. It's going to be that way. We don't really see that much of a break, probably until maybe early part of August. I was looking at the 10-day forecast. Check out the weekend. If you got outdoor plans, you may want to limit your time outside. A lot of people playing some tennis or golf, or the pool water temperature is probably about 90 degrees when you think about it.
I know.
Air temperature mid-90s both Saturday and Sunday, but you can see the heat index temperatures right there both days. Really oppressive.
Pools almost borderline hot tubs. You can imagine what the pools are like in Texas right now.
Man.
And that's been the major story. How many times have we brought this up, that there's constant records that even Arizona's under excessive heat warnings, and they're hot all the time, but then they're above that level. So this has been a major story, and sadly, the way everything's setting up, we're now starting to head into an El Nino that usually means hotter weather down to the south and the southwest. I think this is going to be a continual story over the next month or so. Luckily here in Charlotte, mid-90s isn't really too extreme.
Because the average is 90.
Yeah,
I mean, we can complain about 5 degrees above that, but when you take a look at Phoenix with 117 degrees, and they joke about, it's a dry heat. No, that is dangerously hot, whether the humidity is low or not. That's just not a comfortable situation out there. So hot weather ahead. In fact, you can take a look, and we'll show you those temperatures those little 90s Tuesday and Wednesday, they look okay, don't they?
It's all perspective, you know? So 90 degrees is where we should be. So the cool down is actually just normalizing everything, bringing us to where we should be. But Larry, I want to bring up a couple of stats. Robert's going to help me with this. So I look back. You can get 5-minute data trying to find the peaks of all these. The hottest we felt, so that's the heat index, that was back on July 14th where we hit 103. Wow. So what Larry was showing you is already the potential of not only the hottest temperatures, but the hottest you actually feel. So we've never been at that danger level, at least so far. And then the highest dew point is 77. That's tropical. We've been mainly living around that 70, 73. This is a big difference at that point. Luckily, we're not going to be at those levels. Lower 70 is going to help us out. And yesterday, officially, we hit 95 degrees for the 3rd time so far this season. And then here's Larry's forecast to the right. You're seeing those 97s, 96s, 95. So over the next 4 days or so, we're going to be at the top of this list. So this is the hottest area we've had. So we're going to say it again. Just don't overexert yourself. I know, hey, we've been doing summer, but this is the hottest version of summer so far.
Hot July so far, and no changes ahead. So.
And one last stat. I just looked it up. As of right now, from the data yesterday, this is the 16th hottest July on record, and that dates back to 145 years on record, so top 20.
Then we got a long way to go before it's over. Well, a few more days before it's over, we could sort of stay cool, and, you know, it's once again, check on those senior citizens if you know them. Make sure the pets have a cool spot. And we'll be back here in the cool air conditioning tomorrow morning at the same time. Have a great day.